Okay, guys. I'm not sure why, and I don't need to know why, but I've been led to just read on live this morning with my studies. I just finished the book of Hosea, and so now I'm on the book of Joel. And I don't know, maybe I think it's all pertinent to what's going on right now, but maybe this book is particularly um, pertinent. So I'm just going to read it and set the camera up so you can see try to set the camera up where you can actually see the book and not me, because you don't need to see my face. Let's see. I need to be able to read this. I need to have something. Okay. Joel. This book was likely written between 835 and 800 BC. The prophet Joel is the author. It is difficult to date because no Israelite or Judean king or foreign nation is mentioned in it. The dominant theme is the day of the Lord. Little is known about Joel, but his concern for Judah and Jerusalem suggests that he ministered in Judah. The book opens with the nation under a plague of locusts that has destroyed everything in its path and left the inhabitants destitute. Joel prophesies deliverance and restoration, but then he mentions great events for God's people. He speaks of prosperity to come, the promise of God's Spirit, and the coming day of the Lord. The prophecies reach into the New Testament with Pentecost in Acts 2. The word of the Lord which came to Joel, son of Pethuel, a land laid in waste. Hear this, elders, and give ear, all inhabitants of the land. Has anything like this happened in your days or in the days of your fathers? Tell it to your children, and let your children tell their children, and let their children tell another generation. What the fledging locust left, the adult locust has eaten. What the adult locust left, the larval locust has eaten. What the larval locust left, the hopper locust has eaten. Awaken, drunkards, and weep. Wail, all wine drinkers, because the sweet wine has been cut off from your lips, for a nation powerful and innumerable has invaded my land. Its teeth are like the teeth of a lion, the fangs like that of a lioness. It has despoiled my vine and splintered my fig tree. It has stripped off its bark and cast it away, leaving its branches white. Lament like a virgin wearing sackcloth, for a husband of her youth. The grain offering and the drink offering are cut off from the house of the Lord. The priests mourn who are ministers to the Lord. The field is ravaged, the ground mourns, for the grain is ruined. The new wine is dried up, and the oil dwindles. Despair, field workers, wail, vine dressers, for the wheat and the barley, because the harvest of the field has perished. The vine is dried up, and the fig tree is withered. Pomegranate, palm, and apple, all the trees of the field are dry. Surely joy has withered away from the sons of men. A call to repentance. Put on sackcloth and lament, O priests. Wail, ministers of the altar. Come, spend the night in sackcloth, ministers of my God, because the grain offering and the drink offering are withheld from the house of your God. Consecrate a fast, call a sacred assembly, assemble the elders and all the inhabitants of the land to the house of the Lord your God, and cry out to the Lord. Alas, for the day of the Lord is near, and like devastation from the Almighty it comes. Has not the food been cut off before your eyes? Joy and gladness from the house of our God? The seeds have shriveled under their shovels. The storehouses have been deserted. The granaries have been torn down. Because the grain has dried up, how the beasts groan. The herds of cattle are confused, because they have no pasture. Even the flocks of sheep suffer. To you, O Lord, I call, because fire has devoured the wild pastures, and flame has burned all the trees of the field. Even the beasts of the field long for you, because the streams of water have dried up, and fire has devoured the wild pastures. The day of the Lord. Blow the ram's horn in Zion, sound the alarm on my holy mountain. All the inhabitants of the earth will tremble, because the day of the Lord has come, because it is near, a day of darkness and gloom, a day of clouds and thick darkness. Like blackness spreading over the mountain, a great mighty army comes, such as was never before and will never be again, even through the years of all generations. Before them fire devours, and behind them a flame blazes. The land is like the Garden of Eden before them, but behind them is desolate wasteland, and nothing escapes them. They have the appearance of horses, and like cavalry they run. As with the sound of chariots, they leap on the mountaintops. As with the sound of a flame of fire consuming stubble, as a mighty army arrayed for war. Before them, peoples are tormented. Every face turns pale. Like mighty men they run, like men of war they scale a wall. Each marches on his way. They do not swerve from their paths. They do not jostle one another. Each marches in his track. Through the weapons they plunge. They do not break rank. They rush on the city. They run on the wall. They climb up into the houses. They enter through the windows like thieves. Before them the earth quakes, the heavens shake, the sun and moon darken, and the stars withdraw their radiance. The Lord has sounded his voice before his army, for his camp is exceedingly great. Mighty is the one who accomplishes his word, for great is the day of the Lord, and very awe-inspiring. Who can endure it? Return to the Lord. Yet even now, declares the Lord, return to me with all your heart, and with fasting, and with weeping, and with mourning. Rend your heart, and not your garments. Return to the Lord your God, for he is gracious and merciful, slow to anger, and abounding in steadfast love, and he relents from punishing. Who knows? He might turn aside and relent, and he might leave behind a blessing, a grain offering, a food offering for the Lord your God. Blow the ram's horn in Zion. Consecrate a fast, call a sacred assembly. Gather the people, consecrate the congregation. Assemble the elders, gather the children and those nursing at the breast. Let the bridegroom leave his room, and the bride her chamber. Between the temple porch and the altar, let the priests, the ministers of the Lord, weep and say, have pity upon your people, and do not make your heritage a disgrace, a mockery among the nations. Why should they say among the peoples, where is their God? Rescue and restitution. Then the Lord became jealous for his land and took pity upon his people. So the Lord answered and said to his people, Here, I am sending you grain, new wine, and oil, and you will be satisfied, and I will never again make you a disgrace among the nations. I will remove the northerner far from you, and I will banish him to a dry and desolate land. For in front to the eastern sea, and those in back to the western sea, and his stink will rise, and his stench will rise, for he has done great things. Do not be afraid, land. Exult and rejoice, for the Lord has done great things. Do not be afraid, beasts of the field, because the wild pastures flourish, because the trees bear its fruit. The fig tree and the vine yield their abundance. And children of Zion, exult and rejoice in the Lord your God, because he has given to you the early rain for vindication. He showers down rains for you, the early rain and the latter rain as before. Then the threshing floors will be filled with grain, and the vats will overflow with new wine and oil. And I will compensate you for the years of locusts, the years that the locusts have eaten. The larval locust, the hopper locust, the fledgling locust. My great army, which I sent against you, you will eat abundantly and be satisfied, and you will praise the name of the Lord your God, who has worked wonders for you. And my people will never again be shamed. Then you will know that I am in the midst of Israel, that I am the Lord your God, and that there is no other, and my people will never again be ashamed. And Israel is not a geopolitical entity. The outpouring of the Spirit. And it will be that afterwards I will pour out my Spirit on all flesh. Then your sons and your daughters will prophesy. Your old men will dream dreams, and your young men will see visions. Even on the men servants and maid servants in those days I will pour out my Spirit. Then I will work wonders in the heavens and the earth, blood and fire and columns of smoke. The sun will be turned to darkness and the moon to blood before the great and awe-inspiring day of the Lord comes. And it will be that everyone who calls on the name of the Lord will be saved. For on Mount Zion and in Jerusalem there will be deliverance, as the Lord has said, and among the survivors whom the Lord calls. Judging the nations. In those days and at that time, when I restore the fortunes of Judah and Jerusalem, I will gather all nations and bring them down to the valley of Jehoshaphat. I will enter into judgment with them there regarding my people and my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations. They have also divided up my land. They have cast lots for my people. They have traded a boy for a prostitute. They have sold a girl for wine that they might drink. Also, what are you to me, Tyre and Sidon and all the regions of Philistia? Are you repaying me for something? If you are repaying me, I will return your payment swiftly and speedily on your head. For you have taken my silver and my gold, and you have carried off my finest treasures to your temples. You have sold the people of Judah and Jerusalem to the Greeks in order to remove them from their border. I am about to rouse them from the place to which you have sold them, and I will return your payment on your head. I will sell your sons and your daughters into the hand of the people of Judah, and they will sell them to the Sabeans, to a distant nation, for the Lord has spoken. Proclaim this among the nations, consecrate a war, stir up the mighty men. Let all the men of the war draw near and rise. Beat your plowshares into swords, and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weakling say, I am a warrior. Hurry and come, all you surrounding nations, and gather there. Bring down your warriors, O Lord. Let the nations be roused and go up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, for there I will sit to judge all the surrounding nations. Swing the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come and tread, for the winepress is full. The wine vats overflow, because their evil is great. Multitudes, multitudes in the valley of decision, for the day of the Lord is near. In the valley of the decision, the sun and the moon darken, and the waters withdraw their radiance. The Lord roars from Zion, and sounds his voice from Jerusalem, and heaven and earth quake. But the Lord is a refuge for his people, and a stronghold for the children of Israel. The Lord dwells in Zion. Then you will know that I am the Lord your God, who dwells in Zion, my holy mountain, and Jerusalem will be holy, and invaders will never again pass through her. And it will be that in that day the mountains will drip sweet wine, and the hills will flow with milk, and all the stream beds of Judah will flow with water. A spring will proceed from the house of the Lord and will water the valley of Shittim. Egypt will become a desolation, and Edom a desolate wasteland, because of the violence done to the people of Judah. They shed innocent blood in their land. But Judah will be inhabited forever, and Jerusalem for generations and generations. I will avenge their blood, which I have not yet avenged. The Lord dwells in Zion.